This is Karen Holian. She's with Sons of Norway, and she's going to say a few words about Sons of Norway.
I'm Karen. This is Rory, Bob, and Rick. We have a couple of other people coming too that will be helping. You're going to get some samples eventually, so you'll get to taste lefse. Our Sons of Norway group meets in the central part of Las Vegas up at, on 95 and Torrey Pines at a Lutheran church. There is another Sons of Norway group that is considered to be Boulder City and takes in part of Henderson. We exist for the purpose of spreading Norwegian culture. We believe that we would like our children to learn the ways of our ancestors. So we meet and do cultural activities. We have some community activities. We give scholarships. This year, I believe, we're giving $5,000 in scholarships from our fundraisers. We have several activities that go on throughout the year. We have a 17. Mai picnic, which is the 17th of May, and that is the Constitution Day in Norway, kind of like our Independence Day, when Norway adopted their constitution. That will be on May 17th. The Boulder City Lodge, I'll put in a plug for them. They are doing a picnic in the big Boulder City Park on 17th of May that will be open to the public, and they will be doing some more publicity on that in the next few weeks. We also do a Norwegian bazaar in the fall. This year it will be in October. Do you remember the date, Bob? 17th or 15th of October, the bazaar. 22nd of October on a Saturday. It will be at Tropicana, or the Community Lutheran Church on Tropicana. We have a lot of goodies, Norwegian cookies and food for sale. We have Norwegian souvenirs and artifacts that we bring from Norway that we have for sale. We also do a lutefisk dinner in February. Anybody know what lutefisk is? You do. Lutefisk is stinky fish. It's a fish that they used to use in the olden days in Norway. They've gotten away from it, but now are coming back with their traditions. The younger people are valuing their traditions more, so it's starting to come back again. You may have heard that Nordic cooking is a big deal right now. Living off the land, having fresh food, meat and berries and wild greens and things like that. Lutefisk is made by soaking it in lye to preserve it, and then it is dried. When they were ready to consume it, they soak it in water and rinse it many, many times to reconstitute it, and it gets a very unusual consistency. The old settlers that came from Norway to America love lutefisk. We serve 300 people at our lutefisk dinner every year in Las Vegas. Who would think it? We also do Renaissance fair, and Rick is here today to show you kind of what we dress like. Now, Rick is the epitome of a Viking. He has a lot of the traditional Viking costume. He has chainmail armor. He has a sword, a spear, an axe, a shield. And these are the kinds of things you can see if you come to see us at Renaissance Fair. We also have a dragon boat, an actual boat that we can climb up into, take the children up, show them how the Vikings sailed on the ocean, and we let them handle some of the less dangerous equipment, allow them to take pictures. So the Vikings are pretty popular right now with the History Channel show that's on. Some of it is authentic, some of it has taken a little poetic license. Last week at the Gibson Library, we did a presentation on Viking culture, and Rick actually talked about the weapons. We don't have time for that today because we're here to talk about lutefisk, but thank you, Rick, for showing us. If any of you want to talk to him afterwards and get some details about his costume, he'd be happy to talk about it. He loves to talk. Now, on to lefse. Lefse is a traditional bread that's made in Norway. It's been made for centuries and centuries, but it has had some variations over the years. Different regions or districts in Norway make their lefse a little differently. And it's called different things in different parts of Norway as well. Some places it's called lumpa or lompa, lefse with an E at the end, or lefsa with an A at the end. There is a hardanger lefse that is made much thicker, and it doesn't have potatoes in it, it's mostly flour. That one can be dried and then reconstituted, kind of like hardtack in the old days. And we think that's probably what the Vikings took on their voyages, is this hard lefse that they would soak in water to make it soft and palatable again. Rory and I are both originally from North Dakota, and this is the traditional lefse that we make in North Dakota. It's made from potatoes, flour, butter, sometimes cream is put in. What else do you put in?
Just potatoes, flour, butter, cream, and salt.
And salt, so I had it right.
But I make mine with cream on it. Some people make it with milk.
Yes, and of course the richer the better. Cream is always good. I'm going to ask, Susan is a member of our lodge, can you come up and butter lefse and cut it into little rounds, and we'll take it for people to sample? Lefse is traditionally eaten as a bread accompaniment to a meal, but it's often a good snack too. We always have lefse at our lutefisk dinners in January. We order it from a factory in North Dakota. There is more lefse consumed in the Midwest than there is in all of Norway. And there are many more Norwegian heritage members in the United States than there are in Norway. I read 55 million descendants of Scandinavia in the United States, and Norway has only about 5.5 million people right now. So we are pretty powerful. And of course, people are marrying into other ethnic groups now too, and so the bloodlines are getting a little more muddled. But some of us, like some of you, are pure in one nationality. So it's kind of nice to preserve traditions. There is a technique with making lefse, and Rory has it. I thought you were frying, Bob. It's made the day before and refrigerated in little balls that are ready to roll. It's rolled very thin like pie crust. Now when you're rolling pie crust, you have to be careful how many times you roll it and how much flour you put in. It really doesn't matter a lot if you use flour to keep it from sticking, and you can reform the dough ball and start over if you make mistakes. If you get it too thin, it tears, of course. But pure Norwegian lefse makers make it perfectly round and perfectly dotted with little brown
I
specks.
can't make it wrong, but my mom.
Yeah.
I think it takes many years to get to that point.
Oh, that's right. Bob said Martha Stewart actually had a video the other day on lefse making, and I don't think Martha Stewart is Norwegian, but anyway, I guess she did okay, but her lefse was far from round. And Bob says it doesn't matter because you can't taste round. It still tastes very good. So does anybody have any questions about lefse making? We're going to be buttering it and taking it around. I think Susan can use some help. Kathy and Gwen, you want to help Susan? She's buttering. And we have our lefse queen here. You have to take your jacket off so you can show. Gwen actually orders, how many cases? 10 cases?
We order about $1,000.
About $1,000 worth of lefse from North Dakota every year.
October 22nd at the...
Yeah, I told them about that. October 22nd. We'll have lefse for sale there, and then we usually have some cases special order at our lutefisk dinner in January. Lefse is very traditional at holiday time. Christmas and Thanksgiving in the United States, and now for our Sons of Norway celebration that's coming up in May. So we're going to bring some samples around, and then if you have any questions, you can ask. We also, it's only 10:15, we can go till about 10 minutes to 11. If any of you would like to try your hand at rolling or frying lefse. This is a hands-on interactive experience. And then you can say you're really Norwegian, even if you only want to be. You to try it? Abby is my trivia partner from Wednesday nights. My adopted daughter, smart as a whip.
The rolling pins that we have either grooves, or this one has like pinpoint things on them. And it shows in the lesson when it's cut. The sticks that we use, the turning sticks, are, oh, the rolling pins have grooves in them, and it shows when it's baked. The sticks have a flat side to them and a round side, so you put the flat side down to it underneath, and it comes up over the round edge.
This rolling pin was my grandmother's, and it's different than Rory's. It has, it's got squares on it. I can show you how it's moved, and they were handmade especially for the lefse making.
Okay. Of course.
Lefse, it's a Norwegian word that means that it's a bread.
Is it L-E-F-S?
It can be different. Stephen, when he put out the publicity, spelled it L-E-F-S-A. I have traditionally spelled it L-E-F-S-E, lefse. But in different areas of Norway, it's called different things. And they make it differently, because it developed in isolated valleys, and they didn't communicate a lot between those